Welcome to the Everything Food Podcast, where we serve up the good, the bad, and the ugly of all things food. I'm your host, personal chef Anthony Jordan. Today, we're joined by Chef Lyla Larsen, founder of Lila's Little Chefs, a program that's flipping the script on food education for kids. We're talking about what happens when you put knives, spices, and power into the hands of the next generation. From confidence to culture to food justice. This isn't just about cooking, it's about change. Hey, Lila, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. Just give us a little bit about you and the program and so we can
Yeah,
get going.
definitely. Okay, I'm Lyla Larsen. I own Lila's Little Chefs out of a professional test kitchen in Fairfax. I am a junior at Marymount High School, and Lila's Little Chefs is basically a kids cooking camp that teaches kids how to cook. I offer two age groups, a younger and older age group, and I offer summer camps and then both monthly camps within the school year. And at these camps, kids are getting comfortable in the kitchen, learning new recipes, trying new foods, doing crafts, all the fun stuff.
Sounds good. So the kitchen is pro reps, right?
Yes, so this test kitchen is a professional reps test kitchen, and I'm very lucky that I get to use it during my kids' camps. Obviously, I have to check with the schedule of the kitchen because this kitchen is used for the professional reps, like that's what it's intended for. But I'm very lucky that I get the opportunity to teach my kids' camps here because there's so much space, so I can have lots of kids. Because typically my camps are about 8 to 12 kids.
Chef Travis, thank you. Chef Travis made this connection. We want to shout out the pro reps also. So we're just going to jump straight into it. I usually format the questions: the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. Why are kids more capable in the kitchen than most adults think?
Okay, I think a lot of kids, when they come to my camps, and the first example that comes to mind is knife usage. I do have safety knives that are like kid proof and stuff like that from
Okay.
Amazon, but I also do have real knives.
Okay.
And I always give kids the option because I want them to feel comfortable. And I have tended to notice that they always reach for like the safety ones that they might use at home. And I actually have realized that if I teach the kids correctly, the real knives actually are a lot easier to use because they actually can cut a lot easier.
Right.
And like with the kids' knives, they're like kind of going all over the place. The cut is raw and everything. But just by teaching these kids like how simple it is to actually hold a knife and pay attention, and by giving them supervision and like watching every move, they really get comfortable using the knife.
Right. Now the those knives are the color coded ones, right?
Yeah,
They
the
could be
kids
kind of,
one.
yeah. I've seen those before. That's
Mhm.
cool. So how
Yeah.
long have you been teaching the
Yeah.
class? How long?
So I started my first round of camps was in the summer of 2024, and I did a week-long summer camp, and then I did one more that summer as well. And then last year, I would say, was when my camp really started to pick up. In January, I decided that I wanted to not just have these camps be a summer activity. Like I wanted to see these kids all year round. I wanted them to stay consistent in the kitchen, to just feel more comfortable over time. And so I started doing monthly camps during the school year, like January and stuff like that. And then this past summer, I was able to do 3 week-long summer camps during the summer, which is the most I've ever done. And then I continue to do my monthly camps. And then I have my first January camp on, I believe it's January 25th.
Okay. So at the end, do the kids get like a certification or
Yeah.
um
So I would say it kind of depends on the camp. Each day, whether it's the summer camps or the ones during the school year, the kids are always taking something home that they made. I have like little pastry boxes or all sorts of things, containers for the kids to take home, like a single serving and show their family, maybe even share. And then also a lot of times we do camps, crafts at camp as well, so they will have a craft to take home as well. Like during December, the kids made ornaments, or during my summer camps, I had the kids color their own aprons that they can wear during the whole week. And then as far as certifications go, I don't necessarily have like a certification, but at some of my camps, they've gotten like a recipe book of all the recipes we made that week, or I did a camp during the summer for the older kids where they got to design their own restaurant. And so it was,
wow.
yeah, it wasn't like cooking necessarily every single day. It was like starting a restaurant up from the ground. So I separated them into two groups. There was about 4 or 5 kids in each group. And on the first day, it wasn't the most fun day for the kids. It was like planning, budgeting, like they had a budget and everything. And then like Tuesday through Thursday, they were prepping. I took each group grocery shopping. They had to design their menu, start prepping their food, and then on Friday they had a long time to get everything cooked, finalized. They set up the kitchen to have place settings. They designed it to match the theme of their restaurant, and then at the end of that day, their parents actually came in. So they each got two parents to come in, and they got to like serve their parents and treat their parents to a little date night as they were the servers and cooks.
That's what's up. This is the first time I heard of this where they did. So that's kind of innovative where they designing the restaurant from the ground up because as you get more and more into the industry, that comes into play. That can make you
Definitely.
more valuable, as a chef.
Yeah.
So the bad question: why parents and educators still underestimate the power of food literacy?
I
But you
think
kind of answered that question, but I'm gonna go ahead.
I think in like today's day and age, especially with like my generation, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, we're love the fast food. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I was out at a fast food restaurant last night. The kids I babysit, they always want fast food, and I'm like, fast food is great sometimes, but it's actually so easy to just cook. Like it's people make it out to
Yeah.
seem so hard and difficult and time consuming, but it can actually be super simple. And I think parents underestimate themselves even, and then that kind of goes into their kids as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I want to ask a question and you're already answering. So yeah, sometimes it's fast food is just that it gets a bad rap, but it does have a place in our industry,
Definitely.
for the quick, for the, it's like the cameras in action for the kids, even for me. I could be riding down the street, stomach could be growling, can't make it home. Um, don't the time I know I get home and I need to cook it's just too much at the
Yeah.
time. I want to put over. I want to get something quick. And I try to get, of course, the fastest as possible. And I mean not necessarily in speed, but fast food has this niche. It's
Yeah.
savory, it's salty, it's sugary. It's hot, and sometimes our taste buds need that little dance that goes
Yeah.
on when you get the fast food. So, the ugly, why the myth that kids are picky limits their potential.
Okay, I have had one thing that comes to mind is I have had like the most picky eaters ever. And they'll do my summer camps, and I really like my summer camps because I get to spend 5 whole days with them, and we get to make. I have a theme for the week long ones. Like we'll do like little chefs at the movies, where each day is like a new movie theme, and we like make food that kind of correlates with that movie. But I've had some of the pickiest eaters, and we will make things like we made like this super vegetable heavy stir fry, and all the kids were like, "I don't want to try it. I don't want to try it." But just the fact of them making it and seeing what goes into it and like the hard work they put into it, they tried it, and literally one of the pickiest eaters I know loved it. He went home and told his mom. He was like, "Can we start making this? Like, it's so good." And I was like, "Whoa, I love this." So I think yes, kids are going to be picky eaters. Some of them are. You don't have to like everything we make at camp. I always try to encourage them to try everything because they put a lot of work into it. So did I. And a lot of the times they like it better than they think. Um, so yeah, I think this camp is really helping kids like branch out and try new things.
Yes, it's as I was coming up through the ranks and you worked under certain chefs, it was a requirement to taste it. So you'll know what you made. You'll
Yeah,
know you'll have consistency, just in case maybe you used an ingredient that was bad or something and you get to
yeah,
taste it. You're the guinea pig before it goes out to the customer. So
exactly.
you know. So what got Layla here? What was your background? What sparked the interest in you wanting to do this?
Yeah, definitely. I was kind of raised in the kitchen. My dad owned a waffle truck for I think almost 10 years. So I was always around him doing that, prepping for that. And he's always worked in the food industry. And then my mom has always taken a big passion for making us kids like home cooked, very nutritious meals. I'm very lucky that my parents take a lot of time and effort to make sure we're eating good things. And so I was just kind of raised around food. My parents always being in the kitchen. They love to host people and make food for everyone. So I was just kind of raised in the kitchen, and I just kind of have shared that love with them. And then as I got older and started babysitting, I started to share my love for cooking with the kids I was babysitting. And parents were always telling my parents, like, oh, it's so awesome that Lyla cooks with the kids, or they made cookies the other night and they were delicious. And my mom just thought, she was like, Lyla, like, you could make this like a whole thing, like by doing making it up with all the kids and making it a cooking camp. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. And so we got it started. And the first camp was mostly all the kids signed up were kids I had babysit and like told them about it. But then as time went on, I've gotten kids like from all over Cincinnati, so it's grown quite a bit now.
Okay. I'd love to see one of those in action one day. Hang out, help if I could possibly,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
learn, because we always learning. I don't care how old you get. I don't care how many stars or how many restaurants or whatever. We're always learning. Another question: if you could fix one thing in the industry, and you think that is broken, what would it be?
Oh, geez.
It could be a
I don't know.
utensil. It could be a technique. It could
I just
be
think,
a piece of equipment.
okay, geez, this is a tough question. I think, kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, is I just think we need to. This doesn't even necessarily go into the industry. This is just kind of like cooking in general. I
Okay.
just think, even if it's not within my camp, I think we need to be giving these kids the exposure to food and making food, because I think it is a super important life skill that they will use for the rest of their life. I know I'm super grateful for my knowledge in cooking, and I will take that to college. And it's not just my knowledge of knowing how to cook, but knowing what I need, knowing what's good for my body, fueling my body for sports and stuff like that. I just think it's super important to expose these kids from a young age.
You're right. You hit it. All right. So you at Pro Reps now, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's a great kitchen. I walked in there, met Travis through a mutual friend, and ended up in the kitchen. I think I shot a little video with Travis. Um, and I love the place. We
Yeah.
hope to eventually partner and do some things there. Of course, we want you in the mix. Hopefully, we'll have a competition, um, cooking competition. We're trying to figure out which ages and which approach we're going to do it at, and hopefully, we can have you as one of the judges, and we can get this going and pop it off. But
I love
I
that.
thank you. I appreciate you. Love what you're doing. Love the kids, and we're gonna get out of here. And with that, we're gonna say that's a wrap with today's episode. Chef Lyla Larsen of Layla's Little Chefs, from knife skills to culture and pride. She's shown us that when you teach a child to cook, you're not just feeding them, you're freeing them. Stay curious, stay hungry, and keep questioning everything food. Thanks, Chef.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Appreciate you.
See ya.
Hold on.